Hello, everyone. This is Youthfully speaking. I'm your host, Stephanie B. This is season 1, episode 2. And let me start off this episode by saying, everyone, I love you. Everyone that gave me good criticism yesterday, good feedback, gave me good advice, and spread my podcast yesterday, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. The amount of love I felt, the amount of respect I felt was unexplainable, and I'm really thankful that everyone, is ready for this journey that we're going to be on. And I just thank you guys, because that kind of pushed me a little bit more to be a little bit more planned and to continue and not stop. So thank you to everyone and your kind words. So let's get into today's topic. We have a few things to cover, but I wanted to start off every episode now with a quote. So every episode from the beginning, we're going to start off good by me giving you a good quote. So today's quote is, sometimes the person you fall for isn't ready to catch you. Sit and think about that quote for a second. Sometimes the person you fall for isn't ready to catch you. When you listen to that sentence, what is the first person you think of? I know you thought about somebody. Don't try to switch the person now. Who you thought of is that person you need to let go of. If someone had to say it, it had to be me. That person you just thought about, that person in a way is letting you down. That person in a way is showing you they don't care, and you're still sitting there wanting them to care. Stop asking individuals to treat you a certain way. Find someone that's already going to do it. Find someone who you don't even have to utter a sentence like that. I want you to treat me like so-and-so. No. Whoever you thought about is exactly who you need to let go of. And that's okay for someone not ready to catch you. As in, you are grown mentally, you are ready mentally, ready physically for that person, and that person isn't on your level. And you should take that as a compliment. You're not on my level enough to deal with me, to handle what I come with, the good or the bad, and that is okay. And it's okay to let go. It's gonna burn, it's gonna sting, it's gonna be agonizing, but it's gonna be worth it in the end. You're gonna look back. You're not even gonna laugh. You're gonna not even remember the person that you were, because you're gonna elevate. You're gonna grow. So whoever you thought about, think about that quote. Let me say it again so it sticks to the mind. Sometimes the person you fall for isn't ready to catch you. And remember, that is okay. Now, let's get into today's main topic, which is self-soothing. AKA your middle ground. What is your self-soothing thing you turn to? What is the thing that you turn to when the entire environment around you is falling apart? What do you turn to? Do you turn to video games? Do you turn to working out? Do you turn to nothing? Okay, well, for the ones that have nothing, I want to say I have something for you, because I have a lot of self-soothing things, a lot of things that I turn to, good things. I don't want you continuing to dwell in the bad things that help you get over whatever you're going through. No. I'm here to tell you the good things, the things that are going to help you feel good about yourself, the things that are going to help you pick yourself up, uplift yourself, because that's what a queen needs to do. Okay, so let's get into it. We're starting off with me. My preference and my self-soothing whenever my world is falling down, or whenever something is making me upset, or someone is making me upset, shut them out. Shut whatever it is out. Go to my self-soothe. My first self-soothe is prayer, worship music. That's my first thing. And that is not everyone else's. Don't cut off now. Don't come out of me now thinking that I'm pushing God, pushing religion, pushing prayer on you. No. I got a lot more. Stay with me. I chose prayer because prayer works. Prayer has not failed me. speaking one-on-one with God, feeling the energy, feeling the spirit move through me, move through my environment, my one space that I go to, that helps me, that calms me. However, for my people who don't use prayer, I use working out. That's my second option. Working out definitely will drill your mind into focusing only on feeling the burn, remembering that you're going to see goals, you're going to see yourself in the mirror, and you're going to see a change. So if you haven't tried working out, or you told yourself this year was going to be the year, let me be the person to push you and tell you it's going to be worth it. When you're feeling that burn, continue, because the burn, the soreness, that's all just showing your hard work. That's all going to pay off. So let working out be one of your things. Third thing, girl, take a nap. Take a nap, girl. Put your phone on airplane mode and take a nap. Do you hear me? Take a nap. I don't think you expected me to say take a nap. Take a nap. Even if you're not tired, lay there. Just relax. But even if you are tired, take a nap. Please take a nap. You need to learn to take a nap. To the ones that keep trying to rush throughout their day, who want to be Hulk and want to get things done, running around like a chicken with its head cut off, take a nap. Learn to relax. Learn to soothe yourself. Self-soothing. No one else is going to soothe you. That person's not going to tell you to calm down and try to calm you. So learn to take a nap. Just lay there. Think about you. Don't worry about the argument. Don't worry about what's annoying you. Just breathe. Feel yourself inhaling and exhaling. Breathing. It's important. I don't even think we acknowledge that we breathe sometimes. To my moms listening, to my dads even listening, to anyone that loves to run around and tries to get things done and tries to be Wonder Woman or anything, or superhero, learn to breathe. Because sometimes we forget that we matter. Sometimes we forget that without your health being right, without your mind being calmed, you're going to run around insanely trying to figure out what your next move needs to be. And your next move needs to be relaxing. Because once you're relaxed, you're not going to speak out of anger to that person. You're not going to deal with that situation out of anger anymore. Because you're calm now, right? You're calm, cool, and collected. That's how you should be when you approach anything. Even when you're face to face arguing with someone, give yourself a minute to answer. Give yourself a minute. Just look. Even if they're like, what are you looking at? Why are you not answering me? Give yourself a second. Breathe in and out. Because I don't think anyone wants to go to jail from reacting out of anger. So breathe in and out. If you can't take a nap, just breathe. Breathing works, okay? Laying there without taking a nap works, okay? So that's my 3 things. The list can go on and on, but I'm not. You guys get the point. You get the point. Come on now. We're young. We're not that dumb. But you get the point. Learn to breathe. Use those 3 things. And if they don't, feel free to contact me and say, Stephanie, girl, what you told me didn't work. Try again. 3 more things. I can help you out. Don't even worry about that, because hello, I am the queen of advice, as you can clearly tell. Let me stop. But I really want you guys to use these 3 things towards yourself and let me know how they work, if they've helped you. If they haven't, just feel free to come to me. It doesn't matter. Okay, next topic before we close out. Today, I want to continue speaking on the topic that my entire brand is even about, which is mental health. So, we're going to get a little drastic today. We're going to get a little deep today, and that's okay, because everyone needs to be aware. Even if you've never thought about this, you've never experienced this happening in your life, I'm here to help you be more aware. So today I'm going to speak about my personal experience with one main individual that changed my perspective on mental health and why I even got into so deep into wanting to figure out the entire mind, the entire understanding, like trying to understand the mind. And it's more than just the mind. So let me get into it. In 2018, if I'm doing my calculations right, I just know that I was in high school. I was in my, let's say, my 11th grade year, my junior year of high school. And I had a friend named Nicole, and she had a sister, and I was closer to the sister, but I was equally speaking to both of them. So Nicole was a freshman in the same high school, of course. And, she was full of energy all the time. She loved our class because our class was very free. It was childhood development. It was very free, and it was very, just be you. We loved joking around in that class. Even the teacher as well. That's why I think everyone loved that teacher, honestly. And I remember just her energy, her personality was never off. If it was her and her sister arguing, bickering, whatever, sisters, you can't dictate anything off of that. You cannot pick points like, oh wait, I didn't pay attention to that. No, it's sisters being sisters. But I remember her older sister, which was in a grade above her, she was there. We had sections, we had tables. So we all sat at our individual tables that we had to sit with, by name or however it was set up at the time. But Nicole and her sister were never sat in our group. But, since the teacher saw we were closer and that they're lower classmen, because I would sit with the seniors, she just let us slide sometimes. But this time, her sister, which is currently still a close friend of mine, Leslie, she sat by herself this time, and no one was at that table. I don't even think anyone came to the school that time. And it was very weird. I asked her if she was okay. She just shrugged it off. She's like, I just want to sit right here by myself today. And I was like, okay, that's fine, So I carried on my day. Now, fast forward to going home, yada, yada, yada. I wake up I go on the school bus. At the time, I rode the school bus to school. And then I'm on my phone while on the bus on the way to school the next morning. And I'm seeing the same flyer saying, rest in peace about Nicole. And I'm like, what? I just saw Nicole 2 days ago. I saw Nicole 2 days before I saw her sister sitting by herself in class. So I'm saying, no way, this is true. People like to fake these things and yada, yada, yada. So I wait until I'm kind of shaking because in my mind, my subconscious mind is like, maybe this is kind of true because this is too many people saying the same thing. I get into class. I believe my early childhood development class was my middle period. So I know I went to lunch after. So I get into class and I'm like, what is going on? Everyone's crying. And I'm like, what in the world is happening? I burst out in tears because I knew my first period, I had a friend and she was like, yes, it's true and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no way. No. The tears were already coming from first period, but I did not want to believe it was true. So when I get into class and I see all my friends crying, I just broke down. I was like, there is no way. I didn't see Leslie there. And I was like, no way. I know that I had to console a lot of my friends. I remember the last thing in my phone. I remember I was crying, sitting in class. It was quiet. It was weird. I was just staring at her chair because she would sit next to me. She put a chair. Last time I saw her, she put a chair next to me and she was sitting there. And she took my phone. She was taking selfies, yada, yada, yada. That was 2 days prior to this happening. So when I was just in class tearing up and I was looking at my phone, I was looking at the pictures, and I'm like, there's no way. Somebody needs to start explaining something. I couldn't get a hold of her sister. I couldn't get a hold of anybody. Nobody knew. But They just knew the facts. Yes, it was a suicide attempt, and it happened. And the way that it was described, I'm not going to go into detail because, very graphic, very unnecessary, but the family, which is her parents, did come to the school and let the school be aware. This is how we know it was solid. And our early childhood teacher, she was devastated. And I remember going to class the next days, because there was different days. You didn't have every class for the same day. I remember going to class, and then I don't know what you call them, but the people who do the autopsy did say was an attempted suicide, and she did succeed. And they keep bringing up her history of doing this the same times and yada yada yada. This is not her first time. I'm like, don't bring that up now. Give us what we need to hear, which is, well, obviously you can't give us the reasoning because no one knows. Last time we all spoke to Nicole was happy, cheering, she was living her life. It was nothing alarming happening. So I don't like that they try to pinpoint her past on, oh well, she would smoke, or oh well, she did that has nothing to do with the person's death. So let me just get that clear. Never speak ill on the dead, because it doesn't make you look any better. It doesn't make the situation any better. Let the things be. I remember that the autopsy people came, spoke to us, told us, yes, it was a suicide attempt and she did succeed. And then it just made it worse. I felt like it made it worse. The gut feeling that I had was, there's no way. There's more to the story. Obviously, I cannot question her. I cannot ask her. I know that the pain we were feeling was a pain I never experienced. I never experienced this kind of pain with anyone else because we were all sharing the same grief. This was a mutual friend of all of us. Even people who didn't speak to her in class knew, this cheery girl, red bright hair, beautiful girl, inside and out. And then you don't even know what the mind is going through. What happens behind closed doors, you don't know. You don't know the real reason. And even if her sister thinks she knows the real reason, we will never know. Our pain as friends was nothing compared to what her sister was feeling. I couldn't get a hold of her sister, and when I did see her sister, I gave her the biggest, tightest, warmest hug. And she was like, I'm okay, And I'm like, well, I'm not okay. Are you okay? I'm not okay until you're okay, And I just remember that was the first time I ever experienced real grief of a friend in that way. It was flash of the moment. 2 days prior, she was alive, laughing, joking with us. And then she just decides enough is enough. Even if you know it's not you causing this, you think it's you. Did I say something to her that day that was a little mean? Did I? I don't know. Maybe I did. Maybe, yes, I remember I said this and this and that. Don't blame yourself for anyone, even if it's a family member that committed such a thing. Do not blame you. Don't blame your last argument on their reasoning. Everybody has their own, and it's not for us to question it. Yet we want answers, but there's no changing it. Us questioning it or being angry at them for doing it doesn't change anything. Take your time to heal, which is exactly what I did. Take your time to reflect on the memories, and then seal it. It's closed. You're never going to forget that person, but forget the guilt tripping that you're going to continue to do, and don't mourn the loss of the person. Just remember the memories. Keep it good. Try to ease your mind into your new reality that this person is gone. And this all goes back to my topic on mentally dealing with grief, because no one can genuinely tell you how to deal with grief. And I'm here to guide you, give you advice on things I've done, share my story, so you know I'm not going through it alone. I'm not feeling like this alone. I'm not the only person that thinks this way. No, girl, I think the same way.